the action step, one of our final sections, and it has a research section, but we're going to focus just on action step for now. Taking action for our organization. Now, before we even sit down, there's some questions we want to go ahead and think about. So, how did our group share responsibilities for our action? What tasks were involved? Were the tasks different from what they planned to be? So that seems like it's going to happen after we've done our action. And then in the end, what did each person have to do? So this is looking up, once we've decided our action, how we're sharing the responsibilities and who's doing what. Kind of like when we were researching, dividing up that research. So for me, it would help me if I can divide these questions up. It always, just to make sure I'm answering each part. So I copy and pasted this first question right here, and I started to answer it. Rue and Ray were wanting and able to go and volunteer at Paul's, but Jay and I were not. So we worked together to come up with another idea. So I'm sharing what everyone's doing and then focusing on me. So Jay and I are planning to contact Paws about what someone might need to make a cat or kitten saving kit. So this is where I would describe our email and then describe us waiting for that response and what we did in the meantime. Maybe we're advertising for donations to Paws because maybe we've been able to get Paws to come, and that's another action. So we're maybe making like a cat or kitten like safety kit. We're emailing them action, waiting for a response and thinking about how else we could help, action, advertising for donations, action. So already all these small things we're doing to try to help them achieve their goal, and those count. Those are big things. Now, this is where I get into little tasks that actually, you know what? I'm noticing I kind of answer within this section when I'm being very specific and precise. That helps me answer that all in one little section. So I don't need as much space right here, which is nice. Now, I added a little row, and I did that by two-finger clicking and saying insert row below. And I copy and pasted these questions that need reflection for once we've done all the smaller things to lead to a bigger action. These are for when I've completed the action. So this doesn't look complete yet, so I have to wait. And that's where I would move into my research and looking at how we plan and why we're interested in this action and what other actions we considered, and then what do we need from family and teachers. So this research part does go into these steps. I might have done a lot of that research here, and I can copy and paste in. So why were we interested? This is where I explain my thoughts. I'm taking that guided question. What other actions did we consider? So maybe that's where I pull from my orange. I did such a thoughtful process and I was thinking about these things. I could copy and paste this into here. This is me considering and thinking about other things. And then how do we need our families or teachers to support this action? So maybe I need my teacher or someone to approve the email I'm writing, or maybe even edit it also. And I'm just writing things really fast. And maybe I need help from my family to visit Paws if I'm volunteering. So these are things I consider, and I can copy and paste from a previous section if I answered that question, and that's totally fine. And then at the very end, this section right here is my final step. This is where after I've done my larger actions, I think about everything and how those connected to me and my thoughts in the end.